Guys, this podcast is brought to you today by Audible. If you go to agencyhour.com/audible, that's AUDIBLE, you'll start your 30-day free trial, and you can even cancel at any time. Audible is the #1 app for listening to your favorite books. No one's got more listens than Audible. Here's the deal. We love Audible. Emily listens to her books while she's driving, cleaning, working, you name it. And hey, look, I'm not a book reader myself, but I'm obsessed with this app. With your new account, you also get ad-free premium audio for on and offline listening, your own custom library to keep even if you cancel, 30% off exclusive member-only savings, and much more. Go to agencyhour.com/audible to get your free audiobook today.
Thank God my grandfather just died, so I am a flush with cash. I made my money the old-fashioned way. I got run over by a Lexus. Because technically I'm homeless. Ha, 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 ha. Swan song. What did I tell you, huh? The worst. She's the worst in the world. John Ralphio, how are you? I'm gonna tell you something that I once heard from a very, very smart woman named Kim.
The lady who waxes you?
She told me, if you don't love what you do, then why do it? Then she ripped the hair from my beehole.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Agency Hour podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our unofficial season 2. We've been gone for a while, and we kind of took a break. Some of us went on vacation, and we've been busy here in the Pixel and Hammer offices, and now we're back and we're getting this ball rolling to start off the second official in-house. Well, maybe not official. We've probably done it more than twice, but it is Treat Yourself Day.
Treat yourself.
It's actually technically tomorrow, but that's till Saturday, and nobody's coming in here on a Saturday. And, it is what it is.
Once a year, Donna and I spend a day treating ourselves. What do we treat ourselves to?
Clothes.
Treat yourself.
Fragrances.
Treat yourself.
Massages.
Treat yourself.
Mimosas.
Treat yourself.
Fine leather goods.
Treat yourself.
It's the best day of the year.
The best day of the year?
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to go around. We're going to talk about what we've treated ourselves to lately, and then we're going to talk about how you can treat yourself as a business or your website or anything else related to what we do here at Pixel and Hammer. So we're joined today by most of the team. We have Shannon.
Hello.
And Emily.
Hello.
And Scott.
Hey, hey.
And me, Levi, your host. So Shannon, what's going on?
You put me on the spot. I didn't know that I was going to have to talk about something that I treat myself to. I don't often.
We did just have a discussion about how your favorite gift for Christmas was. What was that again? Shampoo?
Necessities. Things that I can use.
Treat
if
yourself.
you buy me shampoo, conditioner, body wash. Hell, I'll take toilet paper. I don't care. It saves me from going to the store.
It's like adulting at its finest.
It's just adulting at its
Just embracing that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, do you care for any luxury shampoo?
No.
No.
Are you
Tresemme is my. That's my.
So you're like midline.
My choice.
You're not like a VO5.
No, I think it's like for them. Like has Moroccan oil or something in it. I don't know, but that's pretty much what I like.
Not like the $40.
Like I like necessity gifts, but I am picky. Like I don't want you to just go buy me any shampoo or conditioner or body wash. I want you to buy me what I would actually buy for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's not. I'm not super fancy. No, it just saves me from having to go and spend my own money on it. Like gift cards, I lose.
Right.
I find them like a year or two later, which is fun. But I actually just found a gift card that Emily and Brandon got me for my 30th birthday to Pier 1 from 3 years ago.
Oh, you can pair that with the 2 gift cards that I have from the past 2 years that I haven't given you yet.
Oh,
so
for my birthday?
But
Oh,
it's not
man.
Pier 1, so it's Target.
That's fine. You can give them to me tomorrow for Treat Myself Day.
Okay, there you go.
Wait, you have...
She has forgotten to give me birthday presents the past 2 years.
I have them at my house.
Okay.
They're just gift cards.
So it's not like...
She knows what they are.
Are you the Leslie Nope and never forget a birthday?
I like to treat everyone here to something special on their birthday. Not anything crazy, just like
Right.
Shannon's
So
getting a gift
FYI,
card.
we should do
You got a good
something
heart,
cool
Bear.
for bosses.
We took
You got a good heart.
We took Levi out for drinks for his birthday.
Yeah.
Dang.
That was a fun evening.
What was that gingerbread man?
That was Gingerbread Man and then podcasts.
Oh yeah. Okay. Good night. Good night.
It was a good night. That's the only a separate podcast, Blasted Business podcast, I've ever been a part of,
See,
which I never want to listen to.
Yeah.
it was so good though.
It was fun.
Emily, what about you? How are you treating yourself?
I just recently purchased a lot of fall and winter clothing for myself.
Nice.
So I would call that a big treat for myself.
Yeah.
Went on
Okay.
a little shopping spree. Got a shirt dress, which turns out to not be a dress, as we've been talking about the office. But yeah, I got a lot of fall clothes.
Shirt dress. Scott's got a bottle of black extra age Jim Beam.
And it's delicious.
Not a sponsor, but if they want to, we can definitely hook up agencyhour.com/Jim Beam.
You get 10% off your next bottle.
I'd love it. It's a great idea.
Yeah, so I just treat yourself to some bourbon, which I'm enjoying right now. Treat yourself to some Chinese earlier, and that was good. And maybe the biggest treat yourself is I got the iPhone.
Oh, that's right.
The,
You did.
the 10s Max when it came out. So I'm really enjoying it.
Do you love it?
It's a really good phone.
Dude, I'm so disappointed by the Pixel 3.
Oh yeah.
They're just it's just like they still have still has 4 gigs of RAM. There's like so many other Android phones out there that have like 6 and 8, and like the camera and like all the updates from the 2 are just software. Like hardware wise, there's still one lens on the back, and they I
was talking about this with my buddy the other day. Like, is there any excuse for one lens in smartphones at this point?
no, they just released the new LG phone has 3 on the back and 2 on the front. So it's like there's so
That's
many.
nuts.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like, I would have considered the 10R, the iPhone 10R, but like that was a like having one camera on the back.
Yeah.
That wasn't something that I'm like.
So they took it software
Yeah.
versus hardware.
Yeah,
Which
having I've had the Plus versions in the past, and I've grown accustomed to them enjoying the optical
which is
zoom.
funny because Emily hates her Plus. She says she's
wouldn't
never
say I hate it.
she's never getting another one ever
Why?
again.
I'm
Really?
going back to the small one.
Really?
It's too big. You don't like
It's
it?
too big.
It's too big.
You
I put
wanted
it in my back
something-
pocket, and then my pants start sagging, and like it
Well,
doesn't-
that's a
because they
different
don't-
thing.
that's
You need to
because
find pants
your
that fit
pants
you
don't
first.
fit you.
Right.
is
Maybe
what
you should
we-
treat yourself to some pants.
Yeah.
I did. I just
Well,
bought
then
those-
now you have to
so-
wear them.
But then also, it does I like to keep things minimal because as someone that has ADHD, like the less that I carry, the better, and it doesn't fit in my preferred size bag.
Debunked.
and
You just said you needed to get a bigger purse.
because of this, because I left it at
is
the
not-
store the other day.
It is not because
It's not the
of
phone.
your phone
Don't
that
blame
you-
the size of the phone on your forgetfulness.
Well, I know what works for me, and currently it's like also I like that I can do work on it because it's bigger.
That's why you wanted it.
but
Yeah.
I have to use
She
two hands.
can't one-hand
I
it.
can't one-hand
She
it.
can't one-hand it. You
And
gotta
I'm a
master that.
one-hander.
I would say you would get used to that.
Let me see
but
your
I
phone.
will say that is something that bothers me when I'm trying to do something with my other hand, like deal with
Which
my
happens
child.
surprisingly
and
often
then, you know,
for me, at least.
right.
Have
Yeah.
you guys
That's
heard of
frustrating.
loopy cases?
Oh, dude, I can totally
My-
do one-hand text on this
Yeah.
side.
You're
My
bigger
so
hands.
my wife got a loopy case, and it's just a case, but it
Yeah.
has like a little like silicone loop on the back that you can stick your finger through.
I'm getting one
It's
of
really
these.
nice.
So,
Oh,
so
they're
listen,
like
this
the-
is why I
It's
got,
like-
this
yeah,
is
it's like
kind
a
of
pop
this.
socket, but
Now,
just,
the pop
like, more
socket
intimate.
does not like
Yeah.
my phone case is too heavy.
Yeah.
To be able to like stand up on its own, it just
Right.
collapses.
Yeah.
But what it does allow me to do is get my hand in closer,
Yeah.
Emily, and I can reach and
Yeah.
do more one-handed. Actually, if I could move my pop socket,
I actually kind of want to
over
get a
little bit.
loopy case just because it's super convenient.
But they make ones that have like a little thing that like pops.
Yeah, I
up.
don't want a
You know what I
kickstand.
mean?
I don't want a kickstand.
It's not a kickstand. It's like a little ring that pops out off. The
Yeah,
outside.
I've seen those.
I think it's like the same thing, isn't it?
Kind of. It's just not
The loo-
silicone.
Yeah, loopy's better. Okay, the little ring things are cheap.
Oh.
Gross. Give me the loopy
Scott's
case.
bougie.
Bougie AF. Sorry. I
So, all right, Levi,
I
what
like nice
what have you
things.
done to treat yourself?
Oh, I see. So it's like built in.
Oh, that's cool.
And you go to the website, and what's the first thing it says?
Learn about.
Do you see it?
Treat
yourself.
yourself. That's
Oh,
great.
See?
That's perfect. All right, treat yourself to a VP.
Dang.
What did I?
Are they having a, like...
The problem with that, though, is, like me, toddler, you have toddler, me, toddler, that will not protect my phone from being broken.
Put a screen protector on it?
Have that.
And, yeah.
Have it.
Joy actually likes it because she can, like,
Get strapped.
grab a whole bunch of toddler stuff and have the phone, like, in her finger. And so it's not, like...
Oh, yeah, that's kind of convenient.
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
kind of like that right there, where
yeah.
you have, like, your phone and keys and everything all in one.
Oh, and it's got a
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe they should bring back like the phone belt clip.
I was going to say, you should do
I
that.
saw a guy in Giant the other day with one of those, and I used to have one, a little leather case from my Sidekick 3 when it first came out, because that was my first like smartphone that I bought by myself. I thought I was the bomb.
Of course
I had one of those. I would just like flip it up and pull out my Sidekick and then start typing and then right back into the hip.
Like a holster.
Yeah, it was great.
I think that they should come back. I mean, fanny packs are coming back. Let's bring back the phone.
Dude, Rogan
belt
rocks a fanny pack like every day.
Who does?
Rogan?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they're coming
It's
back.
great. It's coming back. What did I treat myself to? I was thinking about this morning. I recently, and I mean, it was due in part with Meg's too. It was, we got ourselves a new mattress that
Oh,
we
you did?
love.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to be in the market for
That
a new
is-
mattress.
Dude, I'm
yeah.
telling you, I think I just hit up the Mattress Firm on the Pike. Go lay on a Purple 2.
I've done a lot, not that I've done a lot of research, but I was researching a lot of different ones, and now that's all I see on social media and Instagram.
all
It's
you-
all advertisements.
Yeah.
Well, the purple is the one I see the most.
It's surprisingly, because like the spongy, the like rubber stuff is the top layer, so it's not like you don't have this like heat sink between your body and your mattress. So the purple stuff like allows you to be cool.
Yeah.
It's so worth it.
Yeah.
It's so worth it. They're not a sponsor yet, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
I'm monetizing this podcast till the cows come home.
So what kind of cost difference is there between like a traditional, like I have a pillow top mattress
Yeah.
that I think is amazing, between something like a purple
Yeah, the
or
pillow top, which is no longer amazing.
Well, there's so many ranges. Like you can get, like in the quote unquote memory foam, like market, you can get a memory foam from Walmart, which is what I had before for like $150. But you can get a Tempur-Pedic that's like $8,000 for a queen. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's different ranges of like memory foam, like Serta and like all the pillow cloud top ones. Those range anywhere from like $2,000 to $3,000 depending on the size. Our king size purple was 26. Yeah, 26.
But you got what came with that though? Because you got a lot
did.
with it.
Yeah, they did. We got a free adjustable base, which I love, because like before when I was working in bed, I would have to like put pillows behind me and then like kind of like sit up and be uncomfortable and type on the computer. Now I can just wee myself up and like, you know what I mean? I'm at night and it's comfortable.
Like a sleep number bed.
Yeah, and then we got free sheets from Purple, and we got
are
like
they purple?
Yes. Oh, they're beautiful. They're so gorgeous. They're bamboo, is what they call them. They're bamboo sheets. They're like $130 sheets, and we got them for free. And we also got like a mattress protector from like the sweat and grime and all that shit that humans do when they're sleeping. So yeah, I mean it was worth it. I love
Yeah.
it.
I'm sure that was quite the jump. So you obviously
Yeah.
weren't thinking about the quality of mattress before. If you just was like, oh, I'll just get a cheap one.
Because at the time I bought it like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was like still at that phase of my life where it's like, I'm not going to spend money on everything or anything, and then I was like, it's time to like be an adult and get something that's, and especially with Meg's being pregnant, like 7, in like 6 months, like there was no way she was sleeping at all on our old mattress.
Yeah. Now
So-
Tim and I made it through being
that's
pregnant
right.
the first time.
Yours is taco, right?
Ours is a double pillow top. And at this point in time, we've had it for almost 9 years. And there's no saving it. Like, it doesn't matter how many times we flip it or switch it, which we definitely should have done that more often in the time that we've owned it. But it is definitely a taco. So I just like roll towards my husband, which is awful. Now I have a huge pregnancy pillow that I'm using right now, which is fantastic,
Makes
which
sense.
saves my back.
Yeah.
but like we were looking, but we even on that we spent like $1,400-$1,500 almost 10 years ago on that. So I mean, looking at it, buying a new mattress for that would last us, potentially another 10 years. What's
Yeah.
you know what I mean? What's $2,000?
And I mean
in
the thing,
long
yeah, and
scheme
I
of
think
things.
Purple has like a guaranteed like 10-year thing. So
Well,
if it's even if
right.
it's, and I know you said that your people are like out of business now. So
Yeah,
you
we
can't-
rebought it, and within a year they went out of business, and it had a 14-year warranty, which
Right.
was
So now you can't
null
do
and
crap
void.
about it.
So the moral of the story is that you need to treat yourself to a new mattress.
Treat
I
yourself.
do. Yes, I think we actually are within the next month.
Do it.
So
Do we have
Yeah.
do we have a treat yourself like sound like button that we could just push?
I don't think we do.
treat
Unfortunately.
yourself 2018.
Yeah.
That was an oversight, Levi.
It was.
It really was. I should have made one. I
You have a
made
fail noise.
I made
Treat yourself.
I made Scots in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No, you got nothing.
No.
Try to treat yourself.
It's great.
Yourself is one
Nope.
word.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Sad faces all
No.
around.
No.
It's all
Sad
right.
faces. But
All right.
Can't properly
All right.
celebrate now.
let's see if we go back here. I mean, we could substitute it with like.
Oh, that was
Yes.
terrible.
Always
Sorry,
makes
it's
us
so
really
loud. It's there's no way. There's no way to like differentiate the volume.
We'll just
I'm
we'll
sorry.
just, we'll just cut that out.
No.
What's the Hey Listen one? Click on that one.
I think it's where's that at?
Very bottom. Blue, right?
All right, here I'm gonna turn this down for a second.
Hey, listen.
Oh, it's it's
Link, listen.
Zelda.
Yeah, now,
Zelda.
oh my gosh.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Listen.
That's Justin's Justin's obsessed with Zelda. He's got like tattoos everywhere. And that's like his text tone. So every time we're together and someone texts him, it's like, "Hey, listen." So annoying.
That's awesome.
So annoying. Anyways, okay. All right, everybody treated themselves. So, Emily Bear,
Yes, sir.
you're the business owner here.
Okay.
Pixel and Hammer.
Oh my gosh.
I'm getting my notes. It just sounded cool, so I kept doing it. How have you treated Yo business over the years? We were kind of talking about before the podcast,
Okay.
but just throw some things out there, see what other people can
Sure.
do. I mean, it's not so. And then after that, we're going to jump into like how you can treat your website to be just a little bit better.
From a business standpoint, I was talking earlier about how we invested in a really nice printer. As a design agency, it's nice that we have the ability to print high quality prints front and back
Right.
in our laser. So that was a big, I think, investment that overall just makes me really happy every time I have a huge proof to do. But I would say the most beneficial long term was we went on a retreat with our team one year, which is obviously an investment, but I think well worth it.
What was that?
We actually rented a really large, nice house in Racetown. Lake
Oh,
Racetown.
yeah, you told me that, yeah.
And we invited everyone and their families to come up. Everyone had their own like section of the house, and had a lot of fun and free time. But also we had little workshops planned.
Oh, so just like what Meadowbrook does with their...
Yeah. One of our
stuff.
clients, Meadowbrook, also does something similar. But the planning and the amount of collaboration and just connecting with your coworkers in a different way, I think is so helpful. Getting everyone on the same team. And if you have the means to do it, I would highly recommend. We've actually been looking at ways to incorporate that back into our system because we haven't done it for quite a few years. So probably 2019, maybe we can do it for Treat Yourself time.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
It'd be cool.
Definitely 2020 though, right? Is when we talked about like if we can going with one of our clients,
MB.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which would be a big one.
Yeah, 2019 might not be the year because
No.
we have so many babies coming into the picture at Pixel and
No,
Hammer.
it's not going to happen.
That's true.
I want to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah, well, stop getting pregnant and then maybe we can go on a trip.
This is it.
Maybe
That's
we
it?
can take a nice like weekend retreat, like go visit a client that's far away or something this year. But
Yeah.
Oh man, that foils the plan.
Dude, we did.
No, I say we just wait.
Like, I mean, we did a weekend trip for my sister's birthday to the Poconos, and it was it was a gorgeous.
I have never been
log
to Poconos,
cabin
but I
that
would
we've
like
been to. Like
Poconos
there
are
was an
cool.
upstairs. There was like a little mini like arcade machine. There's a dope fireplace. It was so nice.
Yeah,
but
I've
like
I've heard really good things about the Poconos.
Yeah, could do that.
I try to go somewhere where cell phone service is not so great, so that you have to connect with each other.
I don't know about that.
Lame.
We have children nowadays.
We all have children.
This is also a different team than that original team.
This team is way worse and would never function.
We're a bunch of old
with one of those.
farts. No, we just have children.
I think it was almost necessary with the previous team.
Right.
Yeah.
That they were very much addicted to our phones. I don't really see that as much with this. This group's pretty easy to communicate with one another. But so that would be one thing that I would super highly recommend. Just from like one, it's relaxing, it's great. You get to do something fun after all that hard work, but then also like you reap rewards for it for a long time afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also like, even if it is just like a weekend, it's still just, it feels like more than like maybe just like a Friday to Monday kind of thing.
Yeah.
It still feels like that Tuesday isn't so bad then coming back.
Yeah. And then we do have something that's in the works that's kind of a treat yourself that we're doing right now. Levi's like looking real excited. I promise it's not as exciting as you hope. You're not getting a loved sack.
Do I know about it?
Probably. I don't know. We've mentioned it, but we're probably getting an office manager, which is going to help Shannon and I with our jobs. So we're going to be able to offload some of our responsibilities currently and add another person on our team to do that. So
cool.
we'll be
Treat
talking
yourself.
about it officially on Monday. But
Yeah.
but it would be a nice treat for Shannon and I.
Right. Okay,
sure.
cool. So we get to go through the whole interview process again.
Not to the extent of a Scott interview.
A 6-hour
Yes.
2020
No.
episode with Scott McFadden.
We probably don't have the workload quite yet. We're not fully at the point where we're ready to start hiring this person because we're still working on what that job description might look like and where they fit into the team. So it potentially might be a part-time position. It might be full. We're still in the works.
So what I think, just based off of that, what I've experienced in the past is we had somebody who was like our front desk receptionist lady. So basically, she answered the phones. She answered any like generic hello at Pixel and Hammer emails, and then she also helped with like the project management stuff and like the
smaller account management
stuff and like when planning like the outings or the treat yourself days or like scheduling the podcast or talking to people who'd want to be on the podcast, like things like that are just like little things for everybody here to just kind of get rid of that and just make it like this is your job kind of thing. So I mean, I don't know.
Yep.
Sounds great.
We're working on it.
Cool. All
that'll
right.
be a good treat yourself day when that happens.
All right. Yeah, we need more guys
sure.
on the team. So if
Negative.
what?
No, I think 2's enough.
You guys are
We're
already
currently
on hand.
not-
Hashtag
we are-
too much testosterone.
We we currently outnumber you.
Sounds like a dinosaur. Testosterone.
We outnumber you.
Call
and
Ted.
Like to keep it that way.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, no, because we might. I mean,
No, we still have Kylie on Mondays.
yeah, and then another.
Still got you.
Yeah, we might be growing by like 3 people in the next couple months.
Yeah,
Some
some interns and
2 more interns
Another part-time
potentially and
person.
a part-time person, full-time person. We don't know quite yet, but
yeah.
there's a lot going on.
2 more interns.
Ooh.
Well, you're getting one,
Yeah.
and Scott and I would like one too.
Oh,
We're claiming an intern for ourselves.
And then we already
Little-
have a jack of all trades intern in Kylie, who's
Yeah.
more my intern right now. But
Yeah.
Okay, so can we just make it a rule that your design intern has to go through every design file and make sure all of the grays are the same hex code every
Yeah.
time you hand off
It's actually really fantastic.
front end development.
They have to. It would be nice though to make sure that everything is completed on all fronts before it's
Yeah.
handed off. They have to,
For sure.
you know.
They can handle InVision. Could
So
you
what do you-
imagine?
what do-
No more InVision?
There's so many things about our jobs that I love, but then there's also the little things that are just a little frustrating that are like just part of the job, part of the presentations, part of whatever. It'd be really nice to be able to handle a little bit of that off, but provide someone with a good opportunity.
It's a good learning experience.
You're looking at like
So-
like Dickinson.
Can you
or, like,
take all of the
college level?
stuff that I hate doing that is just the absolute worst? It's a
Hey.
good learning experience.
basically-
No, it really
It really
is.
is.
It really
You
is.
have to do the grunt work
Yeah.
to be able to get
Right.
get your hands dirty and learn.
That's right.
That's what you do.
Shit, that's
Photoshopping all those wine bottles for you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, we were talking about that this week. Like
Right,
when
that's what-
I interned at a design studio, I spent most of my time isolating flowers. One of our clients was a
Quit
flower
playing with your
shop.
straw.
We can hear your
Your
straw.
straw has been playing this whole time.
Sorry, Scott.
Shannon.
No, for sure. I mean, because that's what. Excuse me. That's what Alex started doing, and now he's at Harvard.
Yeah.
Can we start like? Can we promote that yet? Like
We did not send that
Like,
kid to Harvard.
intern, like intern with us, and you'll go to Harvard.
Oh
No. Okay. All right.
None of us went to
I
Harvard.
mean, Kylie's on track. I think Kylie could probably. I don't know.
She's really smart.
She is really smart. She'll judo chop you in the neck if you don't pay it. Like, you're not going to accept me to Harvard? Chop! All
Yeah,
right.
so everyone on the team might have an intern soon.
I love it.
And another person in the office.
Yeah.
So
I think that's
Like
perfect.
a five person team, and everyone has their own intern.
Can
Everybody has their own
we,
personal
I feel like there's some inefficiency going on here.
what's, where are we going to put these people?
Well, that's a whole.
that's part of the challenge.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
Oh man, we should just
Emily,
we should just use
I-
this.
can
We should just
can
use
you
this podcast to discuss these decisions in real
Can
time.
you just come out? Is this where you're like, surprise, we're moving?
Treat
I
yourself.
don't think that's what's gonna happen.
Did you
Did you
treat
save
us,
that for this podcast?
You treated us to a new office space, Emily.
We did not buy a building.
Damn it.
Did we rent one though?
No.
We're not renting another building.
Nope,
No, not yet.
not yet.
Soon.
We'll figure it out. Between the interns, none of them are. As long as we just don't schedule them to all be here on the same day, then that's perfectly fine. The other person, we will have to find something for them. but-
Yeah, and that might be that we end up upstairs. That might be there's options, but we haven't explored it all yet. This is just a little blip that's happening, but we don't know the details quite yet.
Yeah. Sorry, Megs just, Megs has the greatest stories coming from the banking world. The people that she gets in there that come up to her counter and like the things they say and the stories they tell and like everything else, it's hilarious.
It's interesting
It's
because
so
when I go to the
funny.
bank, if I
It's
go
so
to the bank,
funny.
what's your account number? I give my account number.
Right.
How are you today? I'm
Yeah,
good.
you give them
I
like
want to
yeah.
withdraw this amount of money.
Yeah.
Thank you.
and then you leave.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah.
I think that's just customer service, though, and Shannon and I can probably attest. I know I can. That we know a lot about our clients' lives.
Well, that's true.
Well, I think
people
yeah.
do talk to
I
you.
think it's just the hours. Like if you're banking in like the middle of the day, you're like that kind of person
Or
that'll
you
like
have-
talk to your tellers and like give the stories.
Yeah,
and,
it's true. You don't have a big schedule. that
Let's
you're
get back to treat yourself.
I'm
day.
sorry. Yeah, you're right.
We are all over the map today.
on.
all over the map. So how can you treat your website? So recently, the Pixel and Hammer team, the designers and the developers, we recently redesigned and developed our homepage. Why? Why did we do this? Because it just our current one worked for the time that it had, and it wasn't working. Our bounce rate was what was our bounce rate before?
Yeah, I monitor that pretty closely on our site and some of our other websites, and I noticed a sharp decline in the past, 6 months or so on our bounce rate. I think it was around 70-some%. Yeah, I know. So that's why I was like, come on, guys, we can get into the schedule. We can figure out a homepage.
Yeah.
We can get it done. And we did. And
And after
within,
about 16 bottles of wine, we got a design down, thanks to the collaboration of you and Scott.
when we don't hate.
And So we got it developed, we got it launched, and then within like a couple of weeks, right?
Well, it's only been launched for a couple of weeks, so
Right.
I only have a small amount of data to track, but it has dropped by at least 20%.
20%. So we're
Our
down
bounce
to
rate.
like 50-ish. Which I mean, what's your goal? What's the bounce rate goal for any website?
I feel like a
like
40% bounce rate is amazing.
40 to
So
50. Yeah.
that's my goal, but
Right. So, and then also what I did today quickly before the podcast, just to have a second kind of milestone, not a milestone, but just like a like, hey, we're awesome kind of quip, because the number one thing that you want to make sure that your website is good at is being fully functional on all modern and a couple less modern browsers, right? So all your Firefoxes, your Chromes, your Safaris. Personally, at Pixel and Hammer, we test for Internet Explorer 11 and obviously Edge for any Windows 10 machines out there. And anything past that, we don't currently support. But I am proud to say, for the 2.7% of people who still use Internet Explorer 10, our new homepage is now fully functional and supported on IE10.
Treat yourself.
So, I mean, it's not a huge deal, obviously, because I don't think any of our clients or people who are interested in us are necessarily on said browser. But it's still a decent, accomplishment for something that's not supported. There was one small portion of the homepage that wasn't working, and then I found a fix/workaround, and now it is good to go.
That's fantastic.
On
And
IE10.
I think looking at our website homepage redesign is a good example that you don't have to throw everything away and start fresh. We make our website that we currently have is about 2.5 years old, I would say, and that's pretty aged for a creative agency's website. And what we're doing right now is slowly building on it, right, and making those adjustments.
Yep.
And we just focused on the areas that we knew needed that refresh and did it because that's the resources that we had at the time as far as our client schedule goes. That's what we could do, and that's okay.
And you know what? And I think now that I think about it, and I literally just came up with this thought, I think that I think that is probably the one of the best decisions that you could have made as an agency or digital or creative agency owner out there, because I don't know about Scott, and maybe Sarah can elaborate on it, but she's in the other room. Every creative industry or business that I've worked for in the past, anytime we wanted a redesign, it was an overhaul of the entire thing. It was, here's 0 and we're going to 100. We didn't start with what we had and then like tweak the homepage like we did. We just went, boom, 100%, redesign everything, and then did it, not knowing what was working and what wasn't. And now it's like, with us, we can be like, okay, we just did the homepage. Everything else stayed the same. Header, footer, fixed, done. And now we're seeing a 20% decrease in bounce rate. So now the next step is, case study pages or our bio pages or whatever it may be, and we're taking it in chunks. And I think that's smarter for someone like us.
I'm pretty data driven.
Yeah.
I have a hard time making decisions, so if I can have data point me in the right direction, that's great. And so I do think that a full redesign is absolutely in our future by the end of the year, as long as it fits into Levi's schedule. And I have to look at Shannon for that. But in the meantime, I think the best thing that we can do is make small improvements and then test that and gauge that and see if it's working. So Scott and I will have that big challenge. We have been toying with some ideas on where to go with our website and brand. But I do think it's way harder to develop anything for us than it is any of our clients. So quite the challenge. But I'm really happy with how our homepage turned out. So
yeah.
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
My only concern with our current site is the bigness. Like I was on my bio page today, and the loads, and it's like
There's
this
the guy.
huge
Actually, I was working
skyscraper picture of me.
I was
Like-
working on redesigning pages, like making small refinements and then major redesign changes.
Yeah.
This week actually, and I removed all of those big images everywhere. You each have just the tiniest little picture
I
of
just want a
yourselves.
little thumbnail. Give me like a 200 pixel thumbnail.
No one here's a model. You don't need to be that big.
Other ways you can treat your website. Kind of basically what we just touched on. Keep the design simple, fresh, and unique, which is basically what we did to our homepage, right?
Yeah.
You know what? This number 2 is actually funny, and I thought this was very interesting. Is consider that your visitors might be coming from laptops, tablets, or mobile phones, and the fact that we live in 2018 and a lot of websites that we come across or that we redesign or redeveloped are just awful when it comes to the responsive space. Obviously, we fix those problems for most people, but it's still an issue across the board.
Don't be those people.
If you want to treat your website to something right now, like if you're going to prioritize something, I think that's the biggest thing you
Yeah.
can do. Responsive and then messaging.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Showcase your products.
I'm actually, for the sake of conversation, I'm going to push back on that actually.
Okay.
Because a lot of this has been like developer talk of
Fight.
it needs to be responsive, it needs to be compatible, and like, yep, all those things are super, super important. But at the end of the day, if your website doesn't say the right things, then it's worthless. So I would actually say that your website needs to... content is the most critical thing on your website. If your website is not driving customers to your site for whatever you do, whatever the goal of your website is, then your website is not an effective tool for your organization.
Yeah.
And
It's
That was actually on my
that's
list.
2 things. Yeah. That was 2 things down on mine.
Boom.
You're right. And I've heard
You're so smart.
we've heard
Sorry,
I've-
guys. Just
No, you're
I
good.
don't
Jump the
know,
gun.
I don't know if Emily was here. I don't know if Shayna was here either. I think it was me and Sarah. And Scott one morning just went off. And we won't go into details, but like he pulled up this website and he was like, "What is this? What is it? What are they trying to say? What do they even do? I don't even know what he does. I don't know what they do. I don't know what he does. I don't know what the messaging is. I don't know what they offer. I don't know their services or their products. This website, this homepage, it says nothing." And he was just so not angry, but passionate about the fact that this website had zero messaging and zero, just, it was basically just a bunch of images and like, look at our work. Here's what we do, but not really.
It is such an easy trap to fall into because you
yeah.
can cloud that vision with just some pretty graphics. Like maybe the site looks sleek, but you can still go to it and have no idea,
Yeah.
no clue.
Like it should look good. It should be responsive. All of that though should be in support of the message. That if your website is not saying the right thing, and basically what that is it doesn't have to be cute. It shouldn't be fluff, but just very clearly, this is what we offer. Like
Right.
you can dress it up a little bit like that, and the deeper the strategy that you have behind that is good, but at the end of the day, it should just ultimately be clear. Like, this is what we do, and this is what we offer, and this is why it makes your life better.
Right.
And then after that, and here's how you can work with us, or
Yeah.
support us, or whatever that is.
Yeah.
This is how you can get involved.
Yeah, no, it's definitely important, and keeping that content organized is key. Keeping that content fresh and updated is key. Whether you have somebody in house or a third party or somebody who is a content writer that can do those things, that's key as well. Just to keep things updated and ready to go. I know for my personal site, I'm like this close to. I need somebody to just rewrite the whole thing. You know what I mean? It's
I
because
can
it's just.
provide you with a quote for that.
Oh, can you? Okay. Yeah, great. like what, 90% off all your fees and services?
Nope.
Well, oh, you know what? Scott's a content writer. I could just have Scott write all the content for my website, and then he'll be like, what are you going to do for me? And then I'll just film a music video for his latest song that you can find on Spotify and iTunes.
That actually might work, because I'm trying to think. That is in the back of my mind. That I'm working on releasing my third
You
EP
could treat
here.
yourself to some new content,
and then I'm
you
like,
could get a music video.
just-
it would be fun to do a music video.
I
Treat
just
yourselves.
came up with that
Dang.
just 5 seconds ago, and I
Treat
thought I was
yourself.
going to have to spend a bunch of money. Okay, perfect.
That-
Load times is a big one. We've had several clients over the last couple of years that don't understand or realize why that uploading their 6 megabyte 6,000 by 5,000 wide image is not okay for their website, especially in the mobile world.
It's something you can do pretty easily. Take an afternoon, watch some Netflix, and optimize your images. Where can someone go, Levi, to test that?
That's a good question. Off the top of my head, I don't want to give any wrong answers.
I think it's just like speed
Where's-
test.
where's my
Webpage
notes?
speedtest.com.
So yeah,
Let's explain what optimizing photos for a website
it's basically keeping the quality, the crispness of, if you will, of the image, but it's decreasing the size in pixels and the size in actual file size. So from like 5 megabytes down to 500 kilobytes.
So
which is what
500 kilobytes, is that like the shelf that you want? You don't really
yeah,
want to go
listen, the smaller you can get it without losing quality, the better. I'd say anywhere from 2 to 500 kilobytes is a decent file size and what you should be aiming for. So if you do a Google search for Pingdom Speed Test, it is a company that basically we just put in your URL of your website, and it will load it for you. It'll tell you how big the website is as a whole, how many megabytes it is. The higher the size, the lower grade you're going to get because it didn't load fast enough compared to the average internet speeds, whether that be DSL or high-speed internet or fiber optics or what we have on our cell phones these days. It'll grade you based upon that, and it'll tell you what's loading the slowest and what you need to do to fix it. So we use Pingdom all the time on sites when we launch them here at the company. And then you can also go to, I believe it is, if you do another Google search for, it's a tiny PNG. Basically, you can upload up to 20 images at a time, and it will strip away any unnecessary data that your images might have, or just kind of reduce them in file size. Their max upload size is 5 megabytes, so if you have something more than that, then you'll need something like Photoshop or an image editor on your PC to get it down to that size. But we use this for clients all the time just to... it might take it from, 500 kilobytes to 300 kilobytes or 1 meg to 800 kilobytes, which is still a decent size jump, which is acceptable. But we use that tool all the time.
We do recommend to our clients to keep their images under 1 megabyte, but if you have a very image-heavy website, even 1 megabyte for every photo,
it's too much.
That's a lot, especially if you have multiple images on one page. So.
Yeah, I just for my site, I just put up a gallery yesterday, and I think the size of the photo range went from 800 kilobytes to 2 or 3 megabytes, and I was like, nope, export them again. I got them all down past that, and that was so I exported them all twice, just because it was that file size.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a huge thing, and especially. Not only images, but more and more websites these days are having video as backgrounds or sliders or whatever it may be. If for any reason you can't host your videos on a third party like YouTube or Vimeo, and you're using just raw HTML5 video files, definitely the smaller the better. And if you have somebody who edited those videos, they should be able to export them for you in those sizes as well. Okay, Emily Bear, let's wrap this up. Last, any final thoughts on Treat Yourself Day, treating your business, treating your website?
Do what you can every day. You don't have to do everything all at once, but all those small revisions, just like things that you're talking about, all these small things that can add up, make a difference.
Right. Yep. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. My name is Levi. Shannon, say goodbye to the peeps.
Goodbye.
Emily.
Bye.
And Scott.
Bye-bye.
K to the N to the O-P-E, she's the dopest little shorty in all Pawnee, Indiana. R to the O to the N, and then I say Swanson's got swagger the size of Big Ben clock. Yeah, you want me to write a rap about your name?
Yes.
Go B to the O to the double S, do what he say and you'll be successful.